Yo, everybody, what's up? I know I've been disappointed with the videos lately, with the comics and the reviews. School and work have been really getting to me and stressing me out. But I was able to get my comics back from my friend whom I let borrow it so he could read it. But I finally got them back now, and this is gonna be my review for Superman Unchained, #2, and I will also be doing #3 also. And when #4 comes out, I don't know if it comes out this month, but when it does, I'll be getting it, and I will do a review for that also. So I'll be doing both these two today, so I don't stall any longer. All right. So Superman Unchained Volume 2 continues where the first one left off. Well, not exactly, because now we have Superman doing some epic shit, like saving a freaking building. Look at this building from falling down. Hey, look at this. Look at that. Look at that raw power. Got this little picture over there. He's trying to save this building from falling. He's trying to save this building from falling while fighting some stupid robot. Look at that picture. Look at that Jim Lee artwork. And there's this weird picture if you're on drugs apparently. But yeah, Superman saves the building by, bringing up a bunch of water. By pulling up a bunch of water. Now, what I like about this is that, it goes back to the way the first book did it. With Superman's intelligence really being the forefront of showing what goes on inside his head. So he knows this building is falling. There are people inside, but he can't simply just catch it or push it back. He knows because how buildings work, structures, and there are things that break if he tries that. So he has to think quick while trying to fight this giant robot, which he could kill in probably 5 seconds if he took the time. But the building's falling, so he's trying to focus on that instead. And so he brings up this giant. Yeah, I probably shouldn't tell you guys how he does it, but he saves the building in an epic way. And you can probably see it from this picture anyways. And then the Trinity War. I should probably get on this one also. And then they just had to include Batman in it. Now, I don't hate Batman, but sometimes I just wish that, DC would let Superman have his time. But he is wearing a pretty cool costume. DC would let Superman have his time without Batman, without the rest of the league. This is Superman's story. And yes, all they do is have a bit of dialogue about, the satellites from the first book. But still, I just kind of wish Superman would have figured this out by himself. But whatever. They talk. They're in the Batcave. I'm really liking this Jim Lee's art here. Okay, look at that bat costume. That would be cool if that was like Batman's new costume, but it's not. It's just something he made specifically for Superman, or rather against Superman. And then here's Lois Lane. If you remember from the last book, she got a call from somebody to meet her somewhere, so she went out. So she's on a plane or a helicopter to try to find that person. And Supes is like, well, why are you doing that? I'm gonna go to the desert and find your daddy. There's General Ross. Now this is what I meant last time. Like you see General Ross, like he looks somewhat younger here, professional. But if you go back to Action Comics, he looks kind of old and looks like he's not remotely a badass in any way whatsoever. And then we get this cool little picture right here. Superman just trying to talk to him. But General Lane being a dick. And then he brings out the big guns, the big old tanks, to try to make Superman look like a bitch. But Superman is like, I ain't no bitch. But General Lane is like, psh, I bet you wrong. I bet you I can prove you are a bitch. And then, like, a lot of dialogue is just about Superman asking General Lane about, what's at this site, what happened to the satellites, and whether he knows about the incidents. And General Lane just doesn't really feel like dishing out information to Supes. And then they hit Superman with some mega sonic cannons that messes with his laser beams. And then we got the badass at the end of the first comic over here. Coming out. And there he is. Look at that. Look at him in all his glory. Looks beast as shit. And then he's like, I'll deal with Superman. I've been waiting a long time for this. Dun dun dun. And then we have Lois Lane's little side story character here. Some blind guy. And Lex Luthor building stuff. More epilogue. And then now he's in a giant robot. Because he broke out of prison somehow. I guess, because he's a giant robot. And then here's Batman's epilogue at the end, where him talk about, I could destroy this suit that I showed to Clark, but Clark would never let me destroy it. And that's basically it. But basically my overall review as well, I really like this book. Mainly because of the beginning, where he saves the giant building from falling. And it'll be so cool if this is how Man of Steel 2 started. With a big giant with a building about to fall, Superman has to think of a way to save it. So he, if you pick up the book and see how he saves it in this book, you'd be like, wow, that would be so cool if that's how Man of Steel 2 started also. Like, I think it would be pretty epic if they did that. I love the artwork, and you all know I love Jim Lee's artwork. I think the cover is especially cool. Look at that. Look at that detail, that godlike detail. And overall, I like the story because it's still building up. But like I said, I most like the beginning because, it shows what's going on in Superman's head. He's trying to find a way to save this building. And he can't do it the way that most people would just say, why doesn't he just do this or do that? No, he actually comes up with logic as to why he can't do that. So he comes up, so he actually thinks of a pretty ingenious way to save it. And like I said, I like that Superman isn't just all brute force. He's smart, okay? He's freaking intelligent. I mean, he's always been smart and intelligent, but a lot of people just don't see that, or just don't want to see that. And I guess if I was to give this book a score, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 5, simply because, one, I'm a fanboy, and two, because of how he's portrayed at the very beginning of the book. And I just love that it's still building up to something, and I love his little dialogue with General Lane and Lois. And to me, I like the Superman. He's a badass. Okay, he's not like all nice and 100% nice. Like he's still human, and he'll get ticked off if you say the wrong things to him. That's good. And yes, he's supposed to be a shining example of what not to do when you're ticked off. But it's Superman. All right, and now Superman Unchained number 3. Now, compared to the first two, I don't this is a cool cover, okay? It really is. But I kind of wish it would have been one or the other. Either have Wraith in front or Superman in front. And yes, Wraith is the name of this guy. Fear him. Fear Wraith. I like the cover. I think it's pretty cool. But compared to the other ones, there's just something a little not. I don't know what it is. I don't know, maybe because this bottom here with the white, but that's probably because of the flashes from the gunshots. But I don't know. It's pretty cool, but there's just something I like about it less than the first two. All right, let me finish. I got 5 minutes left. Okay, so basically, Wraith it starts out in 1938, where the first page starts out in 1938. Show the U.S. Army trying to find out what to do during World War II. Apparently, Wraith is an alien that came down from the skies, from space, and he was raised by the military to be their super soldier. And here we see him. He's actually, remember at the end of the second book when he came out to the ground, and he's like, "I'm waiting for you, Superman." Apparently, he came out, in Superman's defense, because he thinks he actually just wants to talk to Superman. He's kind of a fan of his. And the General Zane's like, "Stay down, Superman. I have cannons." And Superman's like, "Psh, your cannons can eat a dick." And he breaks through him. And then here's Wraith, being a beast, coming out of nowhere, stopping Superman, like, stop acting like a child. And then here we get this perfect artwork. Like, look at this. Look at this perfect picture right here. Just the detail of the way things look. Like, it really just, that's what I like about Jim Lee's artwork. Is that it's not, unlike the others, which you get, like, what, every other week, over and over and over again. Jim Lee's books come, like, once a month. So you have time to appreciate it. And then it makes you want to read the next one with Jim Lee's art. Okay, like maybe like if Jim Lee's was doing all the action comics or all the main Superman titles, you would probably get kind of sick of the drawing. I don't know if I would, but some people would. So it's good that his DC is using him like sparingly, little by little. So that makes his artwork more appreciative. And then here's Wraith beating the hell out of Superman, kicks him so far. They actually switched to a map mode just so you can see it. And Superman's like, well, that hurt, but I ain't down for the count. Let's go. And Wraith isn't such a bad guy. He just wants to talk to Superman. And then he has Lois Lane's thing. Apparently, somebody decided to screw up her plane on the flight. No refunds on this flight. So, at this part kind of shows, this time it kind of goes into Lois Lane's little inner monologue and intelligence. Like, she's trying to find a way to save the people falling from this helicopter. If you want to find out why the helicopter's falling, buy the book, check it out. And then, now, the unique thing about 1938, I don't know if any of you have figured it out yet, but other than that's when Wraith arrived on Earth, 1938 was when the original Superman comic was released. And he has the same type of solar absorbing power as Superman too. So just think of him as the original Superman back from 1938. You know? So he's very alien here. And it seems like, and I'm guessing that his look here is because he's actually wearing something, because he has like this hoodie. Now, the funny thing about Wraith is that his art constantly keeps changing. Like, at one moment, he'll have, like, these red things all over his body. And then another, it'll start shocking for some weird reason. And then those red things on his face start to protrude. So, it's weird.